okay, something like that. All right, guys, welcome into the Ordinary Fantasy Pod. What's up? This is week 13. Is it week 13 or 14? It's week 14, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, I know. I knew that too, but I looked over for a second and it caught me off guard. I was like, wait, questioning myself. Well, week 14, guys. Welcome in. I'm Ben Conroy, your host. Well, with me, as always, Nathan Boudreau and my brother Matt Conroy. We are here talking fantasy football, guys. And, we had a couple, big things happen in our league this week. Big things shifted. We had guys, come from the bottom, move all the way up to the top. Big things happened. And did you guys have a great weekend this weekend in your fantasy football? How'd you guys do?
Well, in fantasy football, maybe not so much. But definitely. I mean, anytime the Niners win a game like that, it's a good weekend of football, regardless of what happens in all of my fantasy leagues, right?
Yeah.
So I was just riding that high all the way through Sunday. Biggest disappointment of the weekend was, I think, in our high stakes league, we might have gotten eliminated. It's not mathematical yet, but we needed to win this week to stay alive, and we lost by just a few points. So that was a bummer to all the guys that participated in that league.
Yeah.
All my other leagues, I'm either just waiting for the playoffs to happen or I'm waiting for the loser bowl to happen. There wasn't a lot of shifting for me this week.
Yeah, I had a really fun weekend in real football. In fantasy, I lost because this fucking Italian jackass on the sidelines of the fucking Eagles game named Big Dom. Who the fuck is Big Dom? And why is the security personnel able to get my fucking player kicked out of the game, which cost me the fucking game? That's fucking horseshit. Get Big Dom and his fucking ass off the sideline.
What does him being Italian have to do with it?
I don't know. That motherfucker. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Bullshit.
That's
yeah,
funny,
that was kind of weird how that happened. I
All
think
right,
it was
Italian
a
nothing
little
to do
overblown.
with it. My bad. I take that part back. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true also. I just didn't need to be thrown in. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. Losing Greenlaw was big. He didn't really affect the outcome of the game necessarily, obviously, but anytime you have your backup stack linebackers in there, it's definitely a question because he's been huge for us all season.
Yeah, if anything, it shifted the momentum in our favor. I know Sean and I were watching the game together, and he was concerned that maybe the momentum had switched to the Eagles' favor because the crowd was going nuts, especially when they kicked Dom out. But from that point onward, I mean, it was just an avalanche of scoring for the Niners, so it didn't seem to hurt us too bad.
No, real life football, great. Rally around that. I love it, but yeah.
So that actually was the difference in your fantasy game, is what you're saying, because you didn't get Greenlaw's points?
I lost by less than 5. He averages, I think he scored me 6. He averages, 10 to 12. I mean, it's right there. I mean, it would have been really, really possible.
Fucking Italian.
Yeah, he was having a good game so far. I mean, that game he was doing well. You gotta. I mean, come on, you can't suplex a guy outside the lines though.
I'm not saying it was the wrong call. Well, no, that's not why he got in trouble.
Yeah, it was.
No, that was a flag. He got in trouble because he reached out and his hand rubbed against Dom's nose. Okay. I think he's going to like boink him. Go, don't do that. Boink.
Okay, great. That might have been the reason he got kicked out, but the suplex was the reason the whole thing started. You can't.
That's Greenlaw's tackling style. I mean, that's how he tackles everybody. Yeah.
I understand that, but he's going to get flagged every time he does it.
So, and that flag is not the problem, though. It's that he touched that security guard, which is stupid.
Yeah, he's playing got your nose with the security guard.
Exactly.
That's funny, man. I had a horrible weekend in fantasy football. I lost to Adam by 5 points or something. But to be honest, I had everything break my way that could possibly break my way to get me as close to that as possible. I had bye Mageddon on my team. I had everybody on bye. I needed to fill 2 spots. I picked up 2 guys off the waiver wire on Sunday, I think it was. I waited to the last minute, of course. But I picked up Alec Pierce, and he got me 20 points off the waiver wire, which is like, holy shit, how's that happen?
I was going to ask you about that. What was it about Alec Pierce's profile or projections that prompted you to pick him up of all the players that were on the waiver wire? Because I know he wasn't at the top of the projections list.
No. Yeah, he listens to this pod. I brought him up last week to Jeff. We brought him up. He played him.
But you brought him up in the context of we thought he was going to be better than he is. So it's not like you said this guy's going to he's going to have a
I-
breakout game or he's got a good matchup or he's playing against the soft coverage. There was none of that discussion. So
He
I'm
heard you.
curious what made you pick him up.
He was towards the top of the list as far as players were available.
Really?
Yeah, when you looked at their
He's probably in the top 10.
when you looked at I looked at like year to date like points total, you know what I mean, like how many points they've scored, because weekly projections with guys off the waiver wire is like it's hard to base it off that, dude, because some guys just get lucky and get a touchdown and their numbers are totally skewed for the
All
week
right, so
prior or whatever. So
yeah, in the games prior to this game, he had scored 6.7, 3.1, 0. And the 0 wasn't a game that he didn't play. It was a game he did play. So you picked
yeah,
up a guy who was averaging 3 points a game over his last 3 games. You
I
put him
had
in your
no,
lineup, and he scores 20 points for you.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I'm
what you
no,
hope off waiver wire. I mean,
yeah,
that's
man.
what you're shooting for.
I like I said, and I picked up that Khalif kid from Detroit just because
Khalif?
he'd been having a decent look right there. I think he had like 7.9 points or something last week, and or something close to that. So I thought maybe, but I should have went with instead of him, I almost went down the list and picked up Jennings because I know Jennings has been active, and I thought, maybe, but then I decided to go against that, and I went with and I should have picked up Jennings because if I would have picked up Jennings, I would have fucking won. And I screwed myself.
Yeah,
and then sorry.
that would have been defensible. If you would have picked up Juwan Jennings, I would have said to myself, okay, it's a homer pickup. Plus, they're playing against a very soft pass defense. He's going to be watching the Niner game anyways. He wants a player to root for, so he picked up Jennings. That would have made sense to me. It didn't make sense that you picked up Alec Pierce, but I mean, obviously, it worked out for you. Just it was a little head scratching for me.
I mean, if he's going, I have no chance. I need a big upside play. I understand it hasn't happened, but those are the kind of guys you pick up for those.
Yeah,
he is the boom bust guy. We talked about it last week on the pod.
Yeah.
He hasn't been booming. He's been nothing but busting.
Exactly.
But he is a boom guy, and he is the deep threat there. So
I'm not gonna.
I don't see any of it as an offensive. I see it as Ben knew he had to do something to win, so he picked up guys that had the best chance to boom, or he knew he was going to lose.
And I won't lie and say I didn't. Your guys weren't in the back of my heads in the conversation.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that wasn't there. I heard, I was reading down the list. I saw his name. It did pop into my brain, but also I looked at the whatever. And then, dude, I thought, wow. All of a sudden, I had to play Zeke, right? And then all of a sudden, Ramondre goes down, and Zeke's in for the 3/4 of the game. He's the lead back, so I'm getting those extra points that I wasn't expecting. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence goes down at the end of the game when I think I'm going to and I'm like, only a points a couple away. I'm like, dude, like everything's breaking my way. And I know I'm not rooting for those injuries, but the fact that they happened, you can't deny that. Like in my plight to get to the fucking top, I was like, holy shit. And then they go to overtime and fucking his defenders end up beating me at the end. But
up until the last 10 seconds, I thought you were talking about a victory. I thought all that was leading up to a victory.
I know. That's how it felt. It felt that way. Dude, I told Debbie, I was like,
sound good, man.
I come on. It felt that way the whole time. And then I was so mad, bro.
I needed you to lose.
I know.
Yeah, if your goal was to keep Adam out of,
and that was I needed those tackles.
If your goal was to keep Adam out of the record book for the longest losing streak and worst losing record of all time, then in that way you did kind of win, right? You kept him out of the record book, gave him the second man of the year.
Welcome. You're welcome, Adam. You're welcome. Man, I forgot we just started this podcast. We have so much to talk about. Holy moly. All right. Well, let's talk some injuries, guys. Trevor Lawrence, we just talked about him. He went down with an ankle injury. I haven't heard any details as far as like what they're expecting from him. But that's a big loss for the Jaguars going forward. Can you guys talk about that a little bit?
High ankle sprain is what I've heard.
Yeah.
The other guy we've got to mention here, we can stay with Lawrence, but don't forget to talk about Christian Kirk on his team also, because he now needs surgery, and that really changes their team also. But Nate, do you have more information on Trevor Lawrence?
No, they just said high ankle sprain, and they still haven't ruled him out for this week. But high ankle sprain, usually you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks for most players. Quarterbacks can come back a little bit quicker because they don't need to run as much. But that's part of Trevor Lawrence's game is being mobile. So it's kind of disappointing if you're a Jaguars fan. You were having a really good year. Jaguars were on track to make a playoff run here, and now you got to hope that you don't fall too far out before Trevor comes back.
Although CJ Beathard looked good, man, like pretty good.
He hurt his arm though. He hurt his arm. We'll see if he plays. He hurt
Oh,
his
come
arm. He
on,
was holding
Nathan.
it.
He
Every
looked
time he came off, he's holding his arm.
Yeah, he did get hurt, but he did look
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, as a Niner fan, you got to support CJ Beathard, bro.
I do.
Why?
No?
No.
Oh, come on.
Here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that the pick that we drafted Brock Purdy with, pick number 262, the
Yeah.
only reason we had that pick was as compensation for CJ Beathard leaving?
Oh, that's great.
Well, then you
Yeah.
should like him even more. You should be like, he should be your boy. You should be like,
He's
yeah.
gone.
I
was
him off
happy
my
to-
team.
I was happy to see him in there. I was like, good for him. You know what I mean? I have fond memories.
Okay, so
of CJ
going
Beathard.
into the playoffs, a couple weeks away, you think they rest him and try and get there with what they have, with some backup, or do you think they got to push him to get there? Because they're near the top. I mean,
They are. They were near the top, and they were in contention for winning their division.
yep.
I think that's the question that they're going to have to ask themselves: is
Yep.
it worth pushing him to come back to win your division? Right?
Without Kirk,
Yeah, and I don't.
Zay's back. ATN's
see.
healthy.
Jaguars are
Ingram
8-4
looks
right
good.
now.
Ingram scored. Was that his first touchdown as a Jaguar? Did I hear that right on the game?
It was, yeah. No, it was his first one this year. I don't know if he had one.
I thought they.
last year.
Oh, in the stadium. That's what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was.
In the
It was his
stadium.
first one this
Yeah,
year for sure.
Yeah.
So look at this division. They're 8-4. The Colts are 7-5, but they're also playing with a backup quarterback.
Mhm.
The Texans are 7-5, which I think a lot of people now expect the Texans probably to come back and win that division. And then the Titans, they're out of it, but they're also playing with a backup quarterback. So really, if Beathard looked good, which I didn't think he looked that great, but if he
Mhm.
looked okay, competent, you can afford to kind of sit back a little bit and let Trevor Lawrence rest for a few weeks
All
because
right,
you're
let's put it into context. If you had to play one going forward the rest of the season in fantasy, Beathard or Flacco?
well, Flacco's not going to be the starter moving forward.
I'm just for the game. If they're both starting the rest of the way,
Just okay. Just
okay. Flacco or Beathard the rest of the way if you had to, and they both started.
There's guys on the waiver wire that I would
Come
pick
on,
up. Come
I
on.
can't even answer. It's
I'm not playing
Flacco. He
either one
scored
of-
19. Come on,
No, I don't
easily
want to play
Flacco.
those.
Easily Flacco. And I started him in Dynasty.
Did you? How many points did he get?
19,
Huh?
he said.
You said Flacco got 19?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's
There
surprising.
you go. Matt, Tank Dell. Talk about your boy, Tank Dell. What happened to him?
You know, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, I said, hey, all these little guys who we used to ignore as receivers are in play because of the new safety rules. And the fucking Texans run him inside between a bunch of 350-pound guys to block. What fucking stupid are they? I mean, that's a stupid play call. He's out for the year. Snapped his leg in half. A little chicken bone. Boom. He's just in between these other guys, gone. The thing is, the team looked different when he's out because they don't have another threat like him down the field. So it's interesting. I wonder if they'll be the same team without him. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of receivers, but you're right. Tank Dell is unique in the way that they utilize him. So it's going to be a big loss for the Texans, which is sad because they've been one of the funner teams to watch this year. And just nobody expected them to be as competitive as they are. Nobody expected Stroud to be as good as he is. And it's really disappointing. I was telling Sean, if I was still in playoff contention right now in this league, our main league, and I lost Tank Dell, I would have been just depressed, heartbroken. It would have been
Big time.
going into the playoffs without him. I would feel like my season's over. And it's still a bummer that I don't get to bring him into the, loser bowl or consolation bowl with me. But I have a question for you guys. And Sean gave me his opinion on this on Sunday. What impact does this have, if any, on Tank's keeper cost? Because now he's going to miss the last, handful of games in the regular season. And he's going to be rehabbing an injury, coming back with a broken leg, which obviously it's great. It's not a ligament, right?
Yeah, it's an
Knee or
easy
ankle.
rehab.
Right. But does this have any impact? Is he now going to be a couple bucks cheaper for me next year?
I think he showed enough this year that they keep him where he's at. I think they don't drop him because they know his talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's a second-round pick next year.
Well, looking at some of the keepers from last year,
I hope he
had
cost you that too.
you had we don't do rounds, obviously we do
You know what I
dollars
mean.
in auction,
You
but
know what I mean.
you had Chris Olave was the highest priced rookie last year at $24. Tank Dell higher or lower?
Higher. Oh, higher.
Higher than Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's having.
Well,
he's having a.
don't you
he's
believe in
having
the quarterback a lot more
Yes.
and the team
yeah.
a lot more?
Okay.
Everything about the team. I mean, even their defense is starting to pick it up. Will Anderson's cranking it out. Stanley Jr., who came back as DB, their defense is firing right now. So, no, I think way better about Tank Dell, I would think. Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking like $30?
Yeah, I'm saying second round pick. If you do the math, however you want to do it, I'm just saying. Most people do, snake drafts. Second round pick, I think.
So at $30, if he was your keeper, would you be paying that kind of premium for a second-year player?
I don't know if I could.
What did
pay
Ryan
30.
pay? 27 for Brees Hall 2 years ago? Or 27?
2 years
I
ago?
think he's better than Brees Hall.
No, that would have been this
More
year.
value.
Paul's second year.
Yeah, it would have been this year.
Brees Hall was 24, so he was the same as Olave.
So, Tank Dell's higher than that, yes, for sure. In
Well,
a
Brees Hall was
PPR
coming
league?
off a knee injury, right?
I mean, they're both coming. They'll be, same thing. Not a knee, but he's coming off an injury.
But it's a
broken
bone heals
bone.
so fast compared to
yeah.
ligaments.
Yeah.
And hopefully he has time to rehab, put on 10 pounds. And then he's a little bit different. But
He loses his shiftiness if he gets too heavy.
I don't know.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
But you do need him to be more resilient. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going to be running him through the fucking middle of the fucking
That's a dumb
thing.
call.
You can't do that. Guys like him and Addison got to stay on the outside. You know what I mean? Stay on the outside. All right. Well, Ramondre Stevenson also went down with, I believe, it was an ankle also, right? Didn't he? I think is what I remember hearing.
I believe that's true, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
God damn it. We're the
Yeah,
worst.
more
my question is Zeke in play now?
Yeah. I think he must be.
Yeah, no, definitely Zeke's in play. Ramondre,
Nate,
doubtful.
would you play him Thursday Night Football going against Pittsburgh?
It was ankle. I was right. It was ankle.
Yeah, they're saying Ramondre is going to be out for probably the rest of the fantasy season.
Yeah.
So, I think Zeke is definitely in play. I mean, who else do they have over there?
Would you play him this week on Thursday against Pittsburgh?
Depends on who the rest of my players are. What are my choices?
I don't know, Ben. Who else you got?
That's what I was just
against Ben.
Yeah. I have him in my lineup currently over Gus Edwards. And Gus Edwards is playing the Rams, which is why the Rams, their run defense is pretty decent. So
I think by the end of this podcast, Matt's going to try and talk you into playing Alec Pierce again.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'd have to sit Addison, Adams, or Ayuk,
or Zeke.
Zeke's a starter now. I can't sit him. I mean, he's a starter. He's going to be balling out.
Honestly, what I
projected
do think
for 9.4 points. I mean, come on.
I bet he actually gets double that, and he has 10 receptions, a bunch of dump offs.
Woo!
They have nothing else. Zappy can't fucking play football. Like, Zappy is the opposite of what his throws have on him.
And you give me so much shit for my sneaky little jinxes. And here you are throwing a sneaky little jinx out at your brother.
No, this is real, though. I honestly believe they're that bad that he will have, 8 catches just as dump offs this week. I'm not lying about that. I'm not trying to jinx. I really do think that. I don't think Ben will play him, though.
Oh, I'm definitely playing
That's
him.
the jinx part. That's why he fucked with his head a little bit.
No. I don't have it. I mean, I don't know. Gus Edwards has been decent. He's been playing okay, but he's like an every other week guy. 24, 17, 9, 21, 4.7. So it's kind of hit and miss with Gus. So I might want to ride that Elliott thing.
I would if I were you.
Gus is kind of like playing a tight end. He either gets you a touchdown or he's worthless.
Exactly.
That's a good analogy.
Exactly. All right, guys, let's move it on to talking about some league stuff here. We got a side league playoffs coming up, and Matt, you're still in that, right? You can talk about that one, not the guillotine, though, right? Side league, you can still talk about.
I'm officially still in the league. They haven't kicked me out for being so fucking bad. But I'm in last place. I think I've lost 5 in a row. Nate snuck into first, stomped his way into first, got into first. I'm going to say it. But he clinched the first playoff spot. I think I didn't realize it, but I think I saw today that playoffs are still just 2 more games for playoffs in that league. Is that right?
Well, yeah, it's only a 4-man playoff, so we still have 2 more games and then the playoffs.
Yeah, so there's still time to catch up, maybe. But my team.
Because it's a 10-man league, I decided to do just 4 seeds for the playoffs. Yeah. We're so used to now playing 6 seeds in all of our other leagues. But
Yeah.
I moved into number 1 seed, but I also clinched the playoff spot, so I'm the only one that's clinched so far.
I
But
said that.
Sean pointed out to me today, which I never noticed honestly until now. The points against me this year have been so freaking low. I'm one of those teams that I'm always railing on in all the other leagues about how lucky they are. They sneak
Yep.
into the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, I'm putting up points, so it's not like I'm not putting up points, but the points against me is 1584, and everybody else that's in playoff contention, they're all like 1800 points.
What are points
played
against
them.
me? What's
Points against you, Matt? You've
Last
got
place.
1682, so not
Yep.
that much higher than me,
Yep.
but 100 points more than me. But yeah, I've been extremely lucky in that league, and that's part of the reason that I was able to move up to the number 1 seed.
Is that it? Is that all we got for Side League?
Yeah.
That's all I got, man.
All right. Nathan, take away with Guillotine.
Oh man, what a fun week in Guillotine League this week. Oh, let me tell you, it was a Monday night miracle. We never expected it to happen. Both Jeff and I go in. We're thinking it's going to be one of us. It's Jeff has one player in one of his teams, and 2 of my teams are at the bottom, and I have one player each in both of them. Didn't think there was any chance of catching Bobby. I thought maybe I could catch Jeff. We start battling it out. Chase gets that long 70-yard touchdown. Evan Ingram gets his first touchdown for another one of my teams. We get to the end of the game, and Jeff says, if I get one more catch from ETN, I'm going to pass Bobby. Boom, he gets that catch. I said, if I get one more catch out of Ingram, I'm going to pass Bobby. Boom, he gets that catch. Poor Bobby. Didn't look like he could be beat out of the Guillotine League, one of his 2 teams.
Oh, chopped.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a,
How many
fun little
quarterbacks
Monday
did he have
night.
on that team?
What's that?
How many quarterbacks did he have on that team?
Well, that was the team that he had 3 superstar quarterbacks that he spent his last $6 on Jalen Hurts,
Hell yeah.
who is now
Hell
available on the waiver wire. And, we talk about saving your money in Guillotine. Let this be a lesson to you guys that play next year. Tonight, I will be picking up Christian McCaffrey on my team because I have more fab than anybody else.
Wow.
I have double of what Jeff has. And so Christian McCaffrey will be added to my team tonight.
Nice. What's the price?
I think I have
$5, $10, $20.
Yeah, I think I have 48 and Jeff only has 22. So I'm just putting in a $23 bid.
$23.
23.
Nice.
$23, dude.
It's meant to be. Meant to fucking
meant to
be.
be.
Listen, with my 48, I can put in a $23 bid, secure Christian McCaffrey, and still have more fab than Jeff moving forward.
That's true. That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
good shit.
Wow.
Good shit.
All right.
Nice.
Good shit. Good luck with that. Bobby's out. Just you 2 left. Just you and Jeff.
No, Bobby still has his other team, and Bobby's other
There's
team.
five still in. Five still in.
Okay.
Bobby's other team is the best team, by the way. He's got the highest average on the year, so he still has a really good chance. But interesting to note, Bobby's other team averages 120 points a week. The team that just got knocked out this week scored 118.42 this week. So pretty high score for getting knocked out of Guillotine. That's where we're at, though, with only a handful of teams left.
Holy moly. Jeez. All right, guys. Dynasty playoffs. Let's talk about that. Joe and Dre are both clinched in playoff spots, and there's only one more spot up for grabs. Nathan, talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we'd already had me, you, and Bobby that were in the playoffs. Now Joe and Dre have secured their spot. They're locked into the playoffs. And that last spot is going to come down to the winner of the Meh division, which is, Jeff, Megan, and Matt. They're all tied right now for the division lead at 5 and 8. But it's interesting, it may look like they're all tied, but Jeff and Megan, they both have tiebreakers over Matt. And they're playing each other this week. So one of them is going to get a win, which really means Matt has no chance of winning the division unless Megan and Jeff tie this week. If Megan and Jeff tie and Matt wins, Matt will win the division. Now there's no fractional scoring in this league, so it's very much in play.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Thank goodness for you, Matt. You still have a chance to make the playoffs. You just got to root for that tie.
Hey, and like you just said, and if you had Tank Dell in the main league going into the playoffs, you'd be pissed. I had Tank Dell in that league. I'm pissed. I'm like, man, I got him no points this week. I could have beat Megan, I think, or but anyways, sucks losing Tank Dell.
Yeah, it really does. So,
Yep.
What do you think, Matt? What percentage chance would you give yourself to make the playoffs in that league?
I give myself a really good chance to win the game, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, I give myself a 100% chance to be disappointed.
Matt's gonna be the Florida State of that thing going on. Sorry, I
No,
don't use
dude,
a college football reference on you guys there.
last year ended 7-7, the same with like 90% of the people in the playoffs or something like that, and I didn't make it. This year I'm at 5-8, maybe 5-9. I don't deserve to be in. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
It
Couldn't do
would
it.
be quite amazing if Jeff and Megan did tie and then
Yeah.
you snuck
That'd
in.
be fun.
That would be.
Yep.
All right, let's talk some main league playoffs, guys. Alex clinched the first playoff spot. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're going back to Texas, guys. Let's all be real about that. But Ryan snuck past Jeff with the sixth playoff seed. But they can both remain tied and they both remain tied with Matt at 8 and 5. Matt has the tiebreaker over Jeff and Ryan has the tiebreaker over Jeff, who needs help to make the playoffs.
That's a lot of reading right there, brother.
Yeah,
That is a lot of reading. It's a lot of information, man. Jesus, this is confusing. This is confusing. There's a lot going on here.
All right. All I know is I win, I'm in. Ben,
I'm already in. I'm already in.
No, well, not technically.
No, you're not, brother.
Alex is the only team that's clinched the playoff spot.
Okay, I'm not in and I win, but
there's a good chance you win if you lose. But you win, you're in.
Yes, got it.
Everybody pretty much involved has a chance to win their in. And that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only person that needs help is Jeff. He needs to win, and he needs people to lose to get in. So
yeah, I love my tiebreakers. I'm set up pretty sweet with tiebreakers just in case. But
yeah. I think I'm either going to win this week or win next week and be nice and.
Well, this is the final week of the regular season.
Week, dude.
Oh, wait, this is the final week?
This is the final week of football.
Oh, shit. I thought we had one more week still. Damn it.
Where have you been? Where have you been? This is it, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a big game. You and me, final game of the season.
Wait, if you win and if I beat you, breakdown. I thought we still had one more week of this.
If I beat you, you can still make the playoffs very easily. Doesn't have to be that much help, really. Got it.
Here's the thing: is Ben's 9 and 4.
Yeah.
So there's 3 teams that are 8 and 5. Now we don't know which of those teams are going to win, if any, and we don't know all the tie-breaking scenarios. I didn't go that granular to figure out all of your tie-breaking scenarios, Ben.
Yeah.
But you're 9 and 4, so it's going to come down to tiebreakers if you lose and all those teams win. But if even one of those teams loses, well, then it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So if Jeff, if Ryan, or if you beat your brother. If any of those 8 and 5 teams lose, it's a lock. You're in the playoffs no matter what.
Yeah. So Nathan's going to beat Brian, obviously. So
yeah, because he just did that last week. But actually, if you go back to the trade from last year, which Nate loves talking about, letting Ryan slide into the playoffs this year as payback really just kind of fits the whole thing. It puts a bow on this and it really puts it to bed.
Yeah.
Really, payoff is done.
I masterminded the entire scenario. I mean, from top to bottom, I fixed the schedule. I made him my rival, right? Masterminded the entire thing to let him sneak into the playoffs, and then I'm putting him number 1 on my rooting rankings. He's going to come across, knock you guys all out.
You're good at this shit, dude. You're really good at this.
Listen, when the trophy shows my name last year and then Ryan's name this year, you guys are going to see what kind of mastermind had to go into this, and it wasn't easy. But
on the back of the plaque that for Ryan, it's actually going to have Nate's name on the other side. it's
gonna you can touch it at the right place, and it's gonna just flip around.
We'll just put a little dowel. We'll put a dowel through it, so you can just flip it and it'll spin. Oh God, that's so funny. All right, well, good luck, guys. We got 1 week left. Apparently, I thought we had one more after this. I honestly did. This shows you how much I'm paying attention. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna go talk to Dre and the low score of the week right here. All right, here we are with your low score of the week, guys. We have our man Dre in the house. I love it. Hey.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, man. Well, Dre, low score. You broke 100, 100.52. And, it's usually when you break 100, it's not, low score, but sometimes it is, and you're there this week. You had some low performers, 0 from McLaurin. Dearness Johnson got you 1.9. Drake London, again, a ghost. I don't get it. What's going on there? And Godwin 7.9. How you feeling this week, man? You started this season off strong. How you feeling now?
That's a good question, man. I mean, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that's kind of been the team this season. But yeah, that's all I can really say. I mean, it's always been kind of like high floor, low ceiling, but this week, especially with my quarterback, my tight end out, it just wasn't happening. But somehow I still got a shot at I think the division title next week if Alex drops a game.
Are you locked into the playoffs?
What's that?
Are you locked into the playoffs?
That I don't know. I mean, that other division is super competitive.
I think we have the answer to that question, and Nathan's going to give it to you right here.
Well, I looked it up before the pod because I noticed that Sean had leapfrogged into the number 2 seed, and that's I think the first time you've been out of the top 2 for a while. Mm-hmm. And what I looked up was that you're playing against Jeff this week, and if Jeff beats you, and if Ryan beats me, and if Matt wins, you would actually be eliminated from the playoffs. Which is crazy to think about with starting 8-0.
All those guys winning also gets them into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, Matt, Jeff, and Ryan would all be in the playoffs, and you would be the odd man out because of tiebreakers. Because you've lost to 2 of those guys, and as far as total points is concerned, you have the lowest number of points of those guys. So if those guys win and you lose after starting 8-0, you're going to be out of the playoffs, which is pretty significant tumble.
In the reverse, if the reverse happens and everybody who you were just saying loses and everybody else wins, does he make the playoffs then?
Yeah, exactly. So Dre is currently at 9-5, and those guys are all at 8-4. So, 8-6. Whatever. My math
8-5.
8-5. No. Dre's 9-5, so they're 8-6, or he's 9-4 and they're 8-5. Yeah, you're right. So if any of those guys lose, Dre's in, or if Dre wins, he's in. So I mean, it's a pretty easy path for him to get in. He just has to beat Jeff, right? Or he has to hope that I beat Ryan, or he has to hope that Matt loses, right? That's all he needs. But if all those things happen, it's just like one of those weird things where if everything breaks right, Dre could find himself, on the outside looking in.
If you don't make the playoffs, you need to change your team name to 8 and No.
That's a good one. I'm going to do my damnedest this week, Dre, to help you get into the playoffs. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to help you do my best.
Yeah, I'll do my best as well, Jay. I mean, I'm playing against Jeff, so I'll do my best to. I'm playing against Ryan, so I'll do my best to knock him off. Ben's going to do his best to knock Matt off, and then you got to do your job. You got to knock Jeff off. So it's a little bit of a rookie battle there, which is actually interesting because you can actually knock Jeff out of the playoffs as well by beating him. So it's kind of a little rookie battle. Yep. Only one man can make the playoffs, and the other rookie goes home.
That is so fitting. I love that it's come down to that. The 2 guys who are that is so cool. What a great story.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so then divisions, we're going top 6 of the entire league that gets in the playoffs, right?
Top 2 from each division, and then the next 2 highest.
No, Matt, that's wrong. It's just the division winner. So if you're a division winner, you're in the playoffs.
Oh, I thought it was top 2.
And the rest are all wild cards. So if you don't win your division, you're a wild card. So yeah, you still have a chance to pass Alex. Do you remember if you beat him earlier this year?
Yeah, I beat him in head-to-head.
Okay, so yeah, you would have the tiebreaker on him. So yeah, if Alex loses and you win, you could still get the bye. That's the wild swing there. You could be number 1 seed, or you could be out of the playoffs, depending on how this week goes.
Dude.
I love it, though. I love how bunched up everybody is. Now I'm looking at it, so I won't confuse myself. Yeah. But yeah, Alex at 10-3, 3 guys at 9-4, and then you got a bunch of guys at 8-5. Yeah. Such a tight little group there, and anybody can kind of swing their way, in or out. So it's kind of interesting.
How do you guys think that Jeff's division stayed so competitive throughout the season?
Who?
How do you guys think Jeff's division stayed so competitive throughout the season? I mean, they've been
better.
Interesting.
I mean, that division drafted better. They have been out of the gates better than the other division. And usually you can fix stuff after the draft. Not everybody did, but that division just drafted better. They came out right out of the gates better, right from the get go. And it
Yeah.
happens. It's just weird that it was. It's weird that it was divided up, good drafts and bad drafts this year, sort of. Besides you and Alex, it was just weird. Just weird.
Jeff benefited a little bit from some of that rookie luck, with CJ Stroud. He's had some really, prominent points winning, him games from Stroud and stuff like that. Not to diminish Jeff's skills or anything. We're just saying like that. You asked how he's been, how his division. Yeah, I think Jeff's benefited from that.
I think Matt brings up a good point though, because in years past you could have a bad draft and you could make up for it on the waiver wire. And this year, I think people are learning that it's been a lot more challenging to do that. Right? It's whatever mistakes you made early on, they kind of stick with you throughout the season. And for the most part, I think that's sort of played out. So going into next year, something to keep in mind is that you can't afford to have those same blemishes early on.
I don't know if it's true for everybody, but I know that my team is a lot closer to the team I drafted than it is usually this time of year.
Yeah. I think that is probably
odd.
pretty true.
And that's probably just has to do with how thin the waiver wire is. But
yeah, exactly.
It's a different league this year.
Yeah, and along those same lines, Dre, I actually wanted to talk to you about this, and I'm glad you're on this week. I know you had mentioned in the past you don't watch the pod, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you're probably unaware of.
Thanks, Dre.
Yeah, thanks. By the way,
first off,
can't find an hour in your week to watch us, but
really appreciate
your own league.
We all watch it on fast forward, dude. It only takes like 45 minutes. Put it at like 1.5 speed and just run through it.
But if you don't watch, you're probably unaware of what's transpired over the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to kind of get your input on this. So a few weeks ago, Adam notified us on the podcast that he is retiring from our league permanently. He feels 21 years was enough. He's got other things he wants to focus on. He doesn't want to spend as much time playing fantasy football. So, some of us still think that he might end up changing his mind, and in the offseason he'll have a change of heart, come back. But let's say, hypothetically, he's serious. Adam's done playing in this league. Well, then we have some decisions to make, right? Now we're down to a 13-man league, and your options from there are either find another guy to make it 14, which I think most of us don't want to do. We like having, just our close-knit group of friends. Matt brought up an idea of doing like a relegation league where one guy gets relegated each year, kind of like European soccer.
Yes.
And then, of course, the third idea, which I think a lot of people have had discussions this year about 14-man wasn't as fun as 12-man. So a lot of the discussion is going back to a 12-man league, which means that we would have to actually lose somebody. So considering, you and Jeff, it's your first year in the league, what are your thoughts on that? What do you think the right approach is if Adam truly does leave?
Shit, man. I don't know. I'd have to sleep on it. I mean, that's I didn't.
It's a big question, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for coming on, man. See you.
Yeah. I don't really know. I know you guys were talking about doing 2 leagues last year with like 12-man, like 2 leagues.
Yeah.
But
I really like that idea, Dre. I really like the idea that, 13 guys want to be in a 12-man league. The loser every year, whoever loses the loser bowl, drops down in the other league and somebody comes up, whoever won it last year. I'm down to play in multiple leagues. Nate is, Ben, I don't know. I don't know who will or who won't. Would you be up for that idea just in general, no matter who's the first guy out or not? Would you enjoy a league where you can go back and forth?
Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit different, right? You guys are always looking for new ideas in terms of like how to spice up the league. That would definitely be different.
Well, if it's the same 12 guys, I was thinking about this, Matt. You couldn't swap the loser with the winner of the other league because the winner of the other league might be a guy that's already in the top league. So you couldn't just swap them because then you'd have the guy having 2 teams.
I get 2 teams in the main league?
Right?
Yeah.
No, it would end up being just that whoever loses, they don't get to play in the main that year. And then they can play in the side league, but then next year they're back in the main automatically. And whoever loses the main that year would be out. So it would just be simple as that.
So,
you lose.
Yeah, you're right, Nate. You're
if
right.
you have 13 people, the winner doesn't play in the loser bowl, the loser one next year. Is that what it is?
No,
right?
It would just be you would play in a 12-man league, which is the main. And then the guy that loses the loser bowl would go down and he wouldn't get to play in the main the following year.
Yeah,
He'd play in the side league, but he couldn't
Okay.
play in the main the next
So
year.
that solves the 13 people problem.
Yeah,
But
it
what
kind
about
of
the
does, but
what
I
about the
mean,
13 people? So who doesn't play in the loser bowl in the second league? The winner of who doesn't play in the 12-man league, the other 12-man league?
yeah, I don't know. That's a good
Okay.
question. Maybe the champ. Yeah, I don't know.
That's why I was confused. We still have 13 people. There's only 12 spots in each league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you another way,
Well,
Dre. If
the odd league, the lower league could be an odd 13-man league with the bulky or something. I mean, it's
yeah,
not
it could be.
as
Yeah,
serious. Maybe it's half price, something like that. Maybe.
it could
You
even
know,
be a 10-man league. I mean, some guys may choose not to
actually,
participate,
that's
right?
probably better.
Yeah,
Something like that.
but let me ask it
That's where
another way,
you do
Dre.
our new rule changes down there. Try them out for a year before you bring them up to the main league. Oh, it's our guinea pig league. Hell yeah.
That's our Midwest location that we test out our food on.
I have a feeling that the relegation idea is not going to be a very popular idea. I think there's going to be quite a few guys in the league that don't want to risk being kicked out for a year. That's the one league that they look forward to. They want to play in the league every year. They've been doing it for
Yeah.
20 years,
Yeah.
so they don't want to have a year where they have to sit out. And not to mention the fact that if somebody sits out a year, we risk that they lose interest in it altogether, right? And that they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it was kind of nice not playing in that league this year. It's a little bit, I had a little bit of free time on my hands. Maybe I don't want to play anymore. So I don't know that idea is going to be super popular, but
And since Dre didn't watch last week, we need to say in front of him,
yeah,
our goal is for Adam to stay, you to stay, everybody to stay. 14-man league. We're going to rock it going forward. That is absolutely, without a doubt, what we want.
yeah, that's our
But if
number one
Adam
priority is we
goes,
want
we got to do
everybody.
something.
There has been discussion though, Dre, and if you watched last week's pod, you would have heard it. There's been discussion about, if we do go down to 12 man, well, then who's the person that would have to be out? It would probably be one of the rookies. And because Jeff was on the waiting list for like 5 years before you were, then it would put you back on the waiting list. So that's not our goal. We don't want that. I would prefer that you're in the league. But, if that was the case, would you go back to the waiting list and just kind of wait your turn? Or would you go, well, it
Yeah,
was
I'd be
fun
okay
for
with
a
that.
year?
I mean, I understand the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to that, then it is what it is.
Would you still come out
Although
to the
me,
draft
Bobby,
party?
and Dre have a little Midwest trifecta we're building out here, so I don't want to lose it. I mean, we're going to get a little power alley out here. We're going to start drafting out here every year.
Would you still come to the draft party, Dre?
Yeah, I'd still come, depending on where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Michigan, probably.
Would you become the full-time auctioneer? And like, I'm serious. I'm talking about like get you a little get you an outfit,
too long for that.
get you
You
up
know what?
It's
there.
way too long for somebody to be there every year just to auctioneer.
That should probably go along with the costume punishment. Have
Being
the
the
auctioneer
auctioneer?
the next year.
Yeah, that's not a
That's
bad
like-
idea.
Yeah, that might be the thing to do.
What if we
Actually,
buy
like
an
that.
auctioneer outfit?
With
And
the
they
white
have to-
girls and everything and the little
Like,
gavel.
No, not that type of auction. I'm talking like, Jesus. I was thinking more like the guys who do the steer. You know what I mean? Like a cowboy dude. Like the okay, something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Well, Dre, man, dude, we're glad to see your face, man. We haven't seen your face in a while. Unfortunately, it's for the low score. But we appreciate you being here, and we appreciate your thoughts on all the stuff we talked about. And we hope that like Nathan and Matt both said, we hope that nothing changes and that we all kind of just go back to everything being normal next season. But Adam seemed pretty adamant about not coming back, so we'll have to see what happens.
Maybe you have some influence on him, Dre. I know you guys are tight. Maybe you can convince him to come back.
Dude, I mean, if it's been 20, 21 years and he's calling it, I can't change the man's mind.
That's true.
You know what I
Just
mean?
give it the old college try is all we're saying.
Yeah.
He's not listening to any of us three knuckleheads, so
He
Oh,
likes
last
you better
question,
than
Dre.
us.
if it came down to it, would you be open to co-owning with another manager if somebody was interested in that?
No, just because I don't think it's fair to the other manager. You know what I mean? I mean, Adam, to his credit, man, he was kind of nuts to let me co-own a couple years back. But when it comes to fantasy football, there's so many different ideologies of like who starts, how to draft, et cetera, that it just becomes like a little bit muddied.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it for myself, but for whoever was volunteering to co-sign with me, I don't think it'd be fair to them.
Okay. Good to know.
Nate, would you ever co-manage a team?
Not in this league, no. I mean, as you know, I do
Right.
co-manage our high stakes league,
Yeah.
and that's got its own challenges. But no, I wouldn't
No,
want
I
to do it in
meant
this
here.
league.
I was backing up Dre. I feel the same way. Not a chance in fucking hell would I
Yeah.
co-manage, dude. No way.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I wouldn't want to play in a relegation league where I'm at risk. Listen, I've never lost the loser bowl. I've never been in the costume, but that doesn't mean that I never will. I mean, bad luck strikes us all at some point, and as the commissioner of the league, I wouldn't want to have a risk there where I'd have to potentially sit a year out. Like that just to me wouldn't work for me. So, I mean, I think unfortunately what we're looking at is it's either going to be a 12-man league or a 14-man league is the end result. And so, stay tuned to this podcast, Dre, and you'll find out more.
Start tuning in.
All right, man. Well, thanks, Dre. We appreciate you being here, brother.
All right, guys, no problem.
See you, Dre.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot, Dre, for being here for your low score, man. We really appreciate you. And yeah, that's some heavy stuff we just talked about. So we'll see how that plays
Nate,
out.
you might need to apologize to him. That was a heavy question. Just, you stunned him. You stunned him.
Apologize?
On the pod, though. Make sure the apology's on the pod.
Oh, yes. No, that's a bitch move.
No,
I don't know what I'm apologizing for, but
I don't know either.
if I do apologize, I'll do it on the pod.
Yeah. Make sure it happens. All right. Well, now we're going to go talk to Sean and his high score of the week right here. All right. Here we are with our high score.
Quit.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
I wish you would have closed it down and walked off. Just done. That would have been red.
That would have been
Mic.
great. Right.
Go ahead.
Great.
Go ahead,
No,
Ben.
Sean's here. Welcome in, Sean. High score 183.66, dude. Big game, man. Big game. And you took over first place in our division with this win. So that must feel good.
did.
Must feel
Passed a
good.
couple of Conroys.
Did you
I
not
think,
know
right?
that when I reached out, or were you just fucking with me?
I had no idea. No, honestly, I had no idea.
Yeah, you're in the number 2 seed now.
Everything was just like everything's so close, right? So I was the number 6 seed until yesterday.
Yeah.
So I didn't really ever think like, oh, I'm the 6th seed, so I never think I actually had a chance to get in the
Yeah, everything's so close. We just talked to Dre, and we made him aware of the fact that if he wins this week, he has a chance to be the number 1 seed, take over Alex. And if he loses this week, he has a chance to be out of the playoffs completely. So,
Right.
complete swing from the first seed all the way out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but I also got Dre during some bye weeks. Like that was also kind of nice. I think I texted Nate that last week. I was like, holy shit, I'm getting Dre in the perfect week. I mean, I'm getting Dre's bye weeks, and then I know Ben. I think you had some bye weeks problems that you were dealing with as well. So.
Yes.
Or it's just the fact that you were dependent on 2 Raiders, one of the two.
No. They were both on bye. I couldn't depend on them at all. So yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it was I lost by 5 points to Adam, and I knew this week was going to be hard for me, but this isn't about me. This is about you. And moving forward,
That was actually the one thing when Matt texted that. I was like, well, how's that even possible? Because Ben won. Like, I didn't even notice that Adam had passed you when Matt texted that. So
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't want to text that. So I had to text something to get people's attention.
Yeah. No, it was a rough one for me, but not for you, my friend. You pulled out a good one, and you put you in a good position moving forward into these playoffs, man. You got the bye. You're sitting in there with one of the buys. So that's nice. That's got to feel good.
If I win, right, I just stay where I'm at. Or I could no, I can't even get to 1.
Did you beat Alex this year?
Yeah, it's a head-to-head.
Did I beat Alex this year?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, yeah, if Alex loses
Sure.
and you win, then it's going to come down to your head-to-head tiebreaker as far as who gets the number 1 seed. But that doesn't really matter because both the 1 and the 2 get the bye week. So I think as it stands, as long as you win, you should keep that bye week, which is great. I mean, that's an easy win in the playoffs. You don't even have to play the game.
I did beat him. If I win this week, and
Sean
Alex
can
loses,
go in
then I
number
get the
1 seed.
Wow. Wow. That's huge, brother.
Wait, are we paying an extra prize this year for number 1 seed? I forget. I mean, go back to the playoffs here.
I was going to ask you the question, but
yeah, we do. It's best regular season record. You get $300 for that.
oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, someone's got to beat Alex. Somebody beat
Yeah,
Alex.
got to be.
All right,
Well, you got to win and
appreciate
hope
it.
he loses.
Who does
Yeah.
Alex play this week?
Yeah, I was just looking at the scoring previews, see who everybody plays.
He's playing against his rival,
I
which
played-
I think was Adam.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
shut
Adam.
up!
Yeah,
So
it
that's a
is.
win.
Yeah, because that's from like week 1, right?
What do you mean, brother? He just took you out.
Everybody was on bye on my team. I had nobody playing, so fucking you can't count that. Please, please.
Well,
You know, Sean,
I
I
play
know
Bobby.
I
And
know
if
I
I
gave
beat
you-
Bobby, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I know I gave you shit earlier this year about being one of the teams in the playoffs that hadn't scored a ton of points this year, but there's actually a team in the playoffs contention right now that's actually scored less than you, and that's Dre.
Ben.
No, Dre. Yeah, and Dre was the one that was up there.
What the fuck?
I was
top
going to
two.
guess the same thing. I knew it was one of the two.
No
Better Dre,
respect.
you
I get
guys
no
are in first
respect.
place all season.
I get no respect, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so the number 2 seed basically all year was Dre. He was either number 1 or number 2 all year, and then Sean passes him, and those are the two guys that are still in the 1700s in total points. And then you've got guys like Alex that's in the 2000s, and a bunch of guys in the 1800s. So yeah, it's interesting. Also, Matt, you're in the 2000s. Got to give you your credit
Thank
as
you.
well.
So, Sean, the only question I have for you is why are you picking Ben as your favorite and wearing his hat? Little brother Conroy.
No.
Motherfucker, dude.
That's
I
funny.
didn't want an answer. Next.
So, hey, I didn't get a chance to catch up on everything this morning. Am I still in everybody's rootin' tootin' rankings in any way, or did I just lose that because I beat Dre and now all of a sudden it's mad and I'm no longer in anyone's rootin' rankings?
No, it's just my rooting rankings. These guys haven't made
okay.
theirs public. But
I'm sure I dropped to the bottom of Nate's, so I'm okay.
No, not at all. You guys, I have not changed my rooting rankings. It's still the two of you at the top. So
Woo-hoo!
All right.
rootin' tootin' rankings.
The rootin'
Until
tootin'
Ryan-
rankings.
Unless Ryan beats you, and then he's going to be at the top of your rootin' rankings. Or...
He might be. Yeah. I mean,
Anyway.
Ryan's never won before. I would love to see Ryan get a chip. I just, I can't root for myself to lose. So of course I'm rooting to knock him out of the playoffs this week. But if he does get in, then yeah, he'll probably skyrocket to the top of the rooting rankings.
All right. Cool. Glad we got that covered.
So Sean, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Dre. With all the stuff that's gone on recently with Adam retiring from the league, and now we have a dilemma about what to do with 13-man league. Do we add a 14th player? Do we go back to 12? Do we do some sort of relegation? In your opinion, just your opinion only, what do you think is the best thing for the health of this league moving forward? How do we recover from losing a 14th player?
Oh man, I feel like that's like I need prep work for that. I wasn't prepared for that. I mean, I know that I did watch the one where Adam quit, or someone said something, and Nate was like, "Well, Sean's not happy about 14 teams." Yeah, 14 teams sucks. So yeah, I don't know what we would do to figure that out. Or it doesn't suck. Just I don't care for it. I don't know.
No,
what
we're
we
on the
can
same
do to
page,
Figure
yeah.
that out. Like, yeah, I don't want to see anyone else in our league gone, right? But I don't know how that could work out. Like the relegation thing, yeah. I mean, but if we did the relegation thing, whoever comes in last just won't come back the next year, anyways. Like I don't think they're going to sit around going, "Hey, just waiting for my term in." Like we had Jeff for that, and there's not anyone else that's going to be, unless I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think anyone's going to sit around and do that. Like 1 year off, you just kind of be like, oh, you might realize like, what the fuck have I been doing for 20 years? I've got so much free time now.
I said the same thing. Yeah.
So
You gotta keep everybody hostage. You can't let them know that the freedom's out there.
I mean, we could just go to a points league, right? Where we no longer face each other anymore, right? You could just go to a total points league, but that would kind of suck.
No.
There's also the
That
option
sounds
of doing
so boring, man.
There's the option like we did in baseball where you have multiple matchups each week, which would work. You could do that because if there's 13 players and you have 2 matchups a week, that's basically 26 matchups, right? So then it becomes an even number again. So you could do that.
Oh,
Could you
sorry, I
make it-
didn't listen. I was reading what you just said on Twitter 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry.
It was up there 20 minutes ago, man. Check yourself.
Joking. Yeah, no, I mean, there's that. I don't play in your baseball league, so I mean, I've heard you guys talk about it. I don't really know. It sounds like, but it's just like it feels weird just even breaking it up from the way we've done it, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why in my head that seems more appropriate for baseball than football. It probably is no different, right? But for whatever reason, it just seems that way. So, not
Yeah.
sure.
In some ways, it actually, and I know that probably isn't the most popular idea, but just to add to that, in some ways, it kind of removes some of the bad luck that you get. Like this year, we've had a number of times, I think 5 or 6 times, where somebody won the bad beat jackpot, right? Well, that guy that won the bad beat jackpot, he just ended up with a loss for the week. But if we were playing 2 games a week, he would get 1 loss and 1 win, most likely, or actually definitely in those weeks, right? Because he was the second highest scoring team. So it kind of removes some of the bad luck that you might face in a heads up league. It's not my preference, but if you don't want to lose a player and you have 13 guys, that's one way you could do it, is you could just have 2 matchups a week.
I honestly hate it in baseball. I love the head-to-head matchup when you want to talk shit, you want to have that fun. I really hate it in baseball. I don't think I'd do it in football. I just don't think I would. Especially in football, man. I love the head-to-head. I like that I can reach out to any one of you or anybody in the league and go, I'm gonna kick your ass this week or whatever. Just have that fun.
You just have to do it to 2 guys.
It's not the same. You're winning 1, you're losing 1, your confidence is half shaken. It's just not the same, man. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I really dislike it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in a way, your other idea of playing in 2 leagues is exactly the same. You would have 2 opponents every week, right?
No, it's different. I play in like 9 leagues now. I don't feel that way. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just a thought.
Yeah.
So what did you settle on, Sean?
No, I don't think I settled on anything.
He's not listening. He's looking at wine. He's looking at wine now.
No, I'm looking at crypto.
It's crypto. I knew it was something. I knew it was one of those things.
Hey, why don't you give a report that they could hear 48 hours from now?
Right, exactly. No, I think everyone heard my report that needs to hear my report. Yeah, no, I don't. I was listening. No, I don't know what the answer is. Right, I've never experienced. I feel like you guys are better on the baseball side of understanding what it looks like. Matt apparently doesn't like it, but you guys have done it for a long time.
Dogs don't like it
your
either.
Dog a look and it stopped barking. That was amazing. Amazing power.
Yeah, or just kick Bobby out.
There we go. Let's make him the full-time jester. He just can make.
He has so many hobbies now. I don't know.
He's about to have his own podcast, probably.
Anyways, right? He's got so many hobbies. I don't know. He's now Bobby Hobby instead of anything else.
Hey,
Bobby Hobby.
Have you been holding on to that?
I just said that. I don't know.
No,
How have we never thought of that
great.
before?
Well, I mean, there's been the Bobby Lobby, but yes, now
There's
it's
been
the
a
Bobby
Bobby
Hobby Lobby.
Now it's Bobby Hobby, right?
Yeah.
Bobby Hobby Lobby.
Hobby
Yeah.
Bobby.
What do you guys think? You guys think I'm going to beat Bobby this week?
I haven't
Do
looked.
you think Bobby's going to pull it off? It's like the predictions say 131 to 129.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
it's
say you're
pretty even.
You're pretty even. I just looked.
The series is tied 15-15. Wow. But
Yeah.
he beat me. He beat me this week already. So.
Are you in danger of missing the playoffs? No, you're not in any danger of missing the playoffs. So yeah, so
No.
I mean, for you, it's just about trying to get that $300, but that's if Alex can lose to Adam.
Yeah,
which
somehow
is-
lose to Adam, which is probably not happening.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it
it's
could. Who knows?
he
Alright.
could.
But I win and I have a bye week, so I've got that going for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta. I mean, you got Justin Fields against Detroit. That's gonna be an interesting one. That's gonna be an interesting game. All right, bro. Thanks for being here.
All right.
This was fun.
Yeah, you guys are so really full energy too. Like I've like met you right at your level. We're all.
I think we've all
kinda
come down
hanging
to.
out
I think
now.
we've all come down to your level. Actually, we've all dropped down to Sean's level.
Sorry about that. I completely spaced because I was busy doing a bunch of other
Hey, I'm just
Oh,
glad
yeah.
that you're on the pod, so now you have an excuse to watch it next week. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, I'll turn
yeah, I'm
that
sure
on.
he's gonna get Rachel all up on the couch and be like, "Let's watch this thing, this gem." All right, bro. It was good seeing you, man. And
Keep
hopefully,
doing what you're doing, guys. Have fun.
thanks, bro.
Thanks, Sean.
Stay tuned for our
right,
music
Joe.
podcast coming up after the season. You know what I mean? We might even start a wine one. It might get you linked in.
maybe
All right,
it's
bro.
crypto.
Right?
Crypto.
All right, Joe.
There you go. Crypto. All right, bro. Oh, a crypto wine or crypto wine combo. There you go.
That's not niche at all. Everyone
No.
can listen to that.
Yeah, exactly. I love you, man. Bye.
All right, peace.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, dude. Sean, man, high score of the week. Is this multiple weeks for him that he's been the high score, or I can't think it has.
I think it's his first. He was low
This is his
score.
first.
Yeah, I think he was low score. I could be wrong about that.
He's
but-
been here so much this season. It's just I'm getting used to see his face. He's like a regular character on this podcast.
So wait, do I have to apologize to Sean now too? 'Cause I
Well, it
asked him the
was
same
another
question?
hard-hitting question, dude. You got both of them this week, so I like that you're stepping up your questions. I'm good with it. No,
I mean,
no formal
I'm literally
apologies
just asking them about a rule change.
I wasn't the
We've
one who
talked
gave
about it a
their
million times
answers.
in the pod.
They gave their answers. They said it was hard questions, not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I almost thought we were gonna have to shut it down there for a second. I mean,
Really?
Crickets.
crickets. No, no, that was fun. Yeah, man. We'll see who's gonna be here for the last high score of the week segment this season. Because I don't know if we're going to are we going to keep it running through the playoffs, high score and stuff like that. I guess we will, but
Sure, why
it's
not?
not this. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's just less teams, so it's not as
If
impressive.
you remember last year, brother, both of you in the playoffs, it's a lot less to talk about. We need every segment we can get there at the end.
That's true. That is very true. All right, well, let's move it on to let's talk about our rivalry statements, guys. We're back at rivalry week, so this is rivalry.
Yeah.
This is the official one is Ryan and Nate. I guess technically this is their week, even though we're all playing each other technically for rivalry.
No, last week. So Ryan and I are playing again this week, but last week was our rivalry week.
Okay, well, for
purposes of the punishment, right?
Well, let me set this up real quick, because I remember like weeks ago I was saying, man, I was tired of rivalry. This is no good. Like nobody's looking forward to it. You spoke up and said, oh, hold on. Me and Ryan at the end, that's going to be a good one. We're going to do something for each other. That'll be so fun. That's the reason we're going to keep rivalry going. All right, Nick, take it away.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I meant it at the time that I said it, and had everybody else participated throughout the year, I equally would have been excited to write a statement for Ryan or have him write one for me this week. But as you know, after Joe and Steve's statement, and we were pretty vocal on the pod about thinking it was pretty weak, nobody sent us one after that, which who can blame them, right? So we didn't really get any more rivalry statements, and it was kind of a dead bit. In fact, we even marked it off on our agenda here that we weren't doing it or even talking about it anymore. But let me actually put a little bit more build into this, because all week this week, Ryan was bombarding me with text messages. He was saying, is this our rivalry week or is it next week? Which week is our rivalry week? Is it this week? And I said, yeah, it's this week. He goes, I think we could do better than a statement. How about this? And he proposed like 4 different ideas. Like one of them was, whoever loses this week in our rivalry game has to share a team with Adam next year. And like,
all right.
And he says, that would be super awkward for you. I said, okay, whatever. Another one of his was, whoever loses, we're gonna make a playlist of all the worst songs ever, and you have to listen to that playlist 24 hours a day for a week. This is Ryan we're talking about. He's got
very
some crazy
subjective.
ideas.
It's very subjective.
Yeah.
And then he had another one of whoever loses has to buy the winner round trip tickets on Spirit Airlines to come visit each other. So it's kind of like a win and a loss, because you get free flight. It's on Spirit.
Okay.
So, Ryan was getting very excited about this week, and that's good. I'm glad he's excited about the rivalry week. So much so that he actually prepared a text message, and I know this was prepared in advance, because like literally as the coaches are walking onto the field last night to shake hands, I get a text message from Ryan. It's a super long one. It says, "Good game, Nate. I've prepared something for you." He says, "Now, since you were a performer for so long, I'd like to see if you still got it. Get dressed up in your best greaser outfit, jeans shorts preferably, or jorts as we know, and do a little dance while singing When You're a Jet in a public place, preferably the block. But replace the word jet with degenerate, have fun with it, break a leg." And then he gave me all the lyrics to When You're a Jet, which, Ryan, first of all, I'm a little bit insulted. I know the lyrics to When You're a Jet. I'm a little insulted that you felt you had to give me the lyrics to this.
Yes.
Yes, of course I know this song. I was in this musical when I was in high school. I still sing this song all the time, so I know all the lyrics to it. But
all the time?
You were Riff, weren't you?
When is the last time you sing the song? When is the last time you sang it? Really?
Honestly, maybe a month ago. I sing it all the time.
That's rad. Out loud to your family or what?
Yeah, it's a great song.
It is a great song. No, I'm not taking anything away from the musical. Just you walking around your house singing and snapping and like bending down. I love it. The
Yeah.
picture
I
is
don't walk around in
amazing.
jorts. I don't walk around in jorts snapping.
I love it. I
You know-
absolutely love it.
You know you do the whole snapping thing. Come on.
But no, it's funny. Ryan's suggestion was that I go out and do it in public, which I don't think we ever stipulated was something that you could make your rival do. Go out in public and humiliate themselves. And I told him that. I texted him back, and he says, "Well, if you're not going to put your all into it, then it's worthless. Don't do it." He says, "I'd rather write you a Christmas carol that you have to sing." Okay, so I haven't received that yet. So my question for you guys is: do you want to wait for Ryan to write me a Christmas carol? Or would you want to hear me sing When You're a Jet right here on this podcast?
Christmas Carol. Now they know you do the other one for fun once a month. Obviously not that.
No?
Yeah.
No, if that's what you do for fun, that's like your good times. No.
I love that song.
I do love that.
I want to hear some funny lyrics from Ryan then.
All right. So
he's gonna-
there it is, Ryan. We'll wait for your Christmas carol. And I kind of kicked back and said, Ryan, it wasn't supposed to be a song. It's supposed to be a statement. But you know what? I'll give him that. I'll sing a song. I'm not too concerned about that as long as I can do it here on the pod. I'm not going to go sing it to everybody at the block wearing jorts. But
I mean,
Ryan,
this is sounding a little Fu Manchu-y, but it's all good.
No, I'm happy to sing the When You're a Jet. I'm fine with that. But no, Ryan, whatever you prefer, you tell us, and it'll be on by next week's podcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, that's your rivalry week update.
Wyval.
Rivalry week update for this week. Get it in, Ryan. Can't wait to hear it next week.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, let's move it on to it. Probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did. This week's game, Thursday night, Patriots at Steelers. I'm going to go first because I get to, because I'm the one talking right now. And I'm going to take the easy one, and I'm going to go my man Zeke Elliott. I'm speaking it into existence. 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 by air. That's it right now. Zeke. That's the man.
Is that him throwing one or catching one?
Oh, catching one. He's catching
Just
one.
checking. Just checking.
Yeah.
All right.
Two on. I sound like Paul Revere. 2th by ground, 1th by air.
It probably won't happen.
It probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did.
That would be pretty fucking cool. Who are the quarterbacks that are going to be starting in this game? We got Mitch Trubisky for the Steelers.
Yep.
Zappy.
And Zappy for the Patriots. Okay.
Yeah.
So this game's going to be dog shit. And I don't know if I would classify this as cool, but my probably won't happen prediction is that this game is going to end in a tie, and it's going to be a very low scoring tie, maybe even like 0-0 or 3-3, something low scoring.
Wow.
It's going to be a bullshit game. And my other prediction is that I'm probably going to turn it off and, like, I don't know, wrap presents or something.
Wow. You got to buy the presents first.
That's true.
All right. For me, it probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did. I heard a stat that said the Patriots are the only team in the history of football that have held teams to under 10 points 3 weeks in a row and haven't won a game. That's a pretty amazing stat.
That is.
So I think this week the Steelers are going to double that. They're going to put up at least 20 on the Patriots and get the win.
Yeah, to piggyback on your stat, Mac, I actually saw, it was before the Eagles and Niners game, I saw somebody put out that in the 3 games since the Niners had come back, oh no, it was after the Eagles game, because it said in the 4 games since their bye week, the Niners are tied with the Patriots and giving up the least amount of points in the league. They had each given up like 42 points. Don't quote me on the exact number. And they were tied. One of those teams is 4-0. The other one was 0-4 in that period. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
That is impressive. All right, guys. That was probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did. Patriots, Steelers, at Steelers. All right, guys. We had a last week's assignment for Bobby's Can of Worms, and did he send it?
Did we get it?
I don't
No,
think so.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. So we'll have to effort that and try and get that from him. He said that he was excited to do it. I know that. And
so I did get confirmation because I last week I said I think I know what song Megan's going to make him do or they're going to do, and I was totally thinking Fairy Tale Christmas or New York Fairy Tale, the one by the Pogues. because she always says every year how much she loves that, and the singer just died. And they both said, it jumped in her head. We knew exactly that's one you're going to pick, but they have another one in mind. They're not going to do that one, even though I thought they would have done that one really well. But
Yeah, I don't know what song they're going to do, but I do know that it's most likely a song from the movie Elf, because I had posted in the music thread that I saw Elf for the first time this past weekend. And Bobby said, "What a coincidence! That's the song we're doing for our Christmas Carol." So,
whoa! We gotta stop.
Man, I was shocked too.
We gotta stop the pod for a second. You've seen it one time this year?
Yeah, last weekend.
Known as life.
Yeah, my entire life.
Do you not like joy and happiness in your life? What is going on? like seriously, Elf. We watch Elf like 10 times throughout the Christmas season every year.
Listen,
like
I'll probably be watching it. Yeah, I'll be watching it every Christmas moving forward with the kids.
How did that escape your purview, though? I don't understand. How did that?
It didn't. I mean, I don't know what year it came out, but at that time, it just seems silly to me. It seems stupid. And then years later, when it became sort of part of like the cultural, zeitgeist, and everybody knew that it was like one of the best holiday movies, it was always on my list of things to do. And I just never got around to it. There's quite a long list of holiday movies that I watch every year.
Is Die Hard in it?
Of course, Die Hard's in it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm asking Nate, Ben. I know you. It's a family thing. I get it. But
Die Hard's in it.
Yes.
But family Christmas Vacation. Chevy
I just
Chase.
watched. Yeah.
How about Reindeer Games? One of my favorite Christmas movies.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Is that a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie, but it's not a bad.
I like the alternative Christmas. I mean, that's that's alternative.
I don't think I've seen Reindeer Games either.
Ashley Judd, Ben Affleck, and is it Billy Bob? Not Billy.
I think
Bob.
it's Billy.
Is it Billy Bob?
Maybe I can't remember now off the top of my head. Yeah. But yeah, the song is right up their alley from Elf, Nathan, and that's someone wouldn't surprise me if they did it because they're both huge Zooey Deschanel fans. So
who isn't?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. So it wouldn't surprise me if
I'm not.
Off the pod. Done.
Is it her good looks or her quirky attitude that does it? Not
everything. The whole family. I'm into the whole family.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine. Yeah.
And not like fine, but she's fine.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. She's fine.
She's a talented young lady. She's gonna go someplace. I tell you that.
One of these days.
She's gonna pick her up.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, man. Well, we look forward to seeing that video when you get it to us, Bob, and hopefully it's next week because we need it. So yeah, get it to us soon. All right, guys, here we are with our Thunder Round. Guys, we last week, I think Matt. Or wait, who won it last week? Was it? Yeah, Matt did, right? Oh no, Nathan did last week. That's right.
I've got 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. The last week's results, Nathan took it with 87. I was in second with 78. Matt rounded it out in third place with 64 points. I believe, I don't know if Nathan's taking over points totals with that because I might still be in the lead with points.
You are. Yeah, that's the interesting part is that Matt and I both have 3 wins. You've only got 2 wins, but you have the most points.
Yeah.
Points only matter as a tiebreaker.
I know. So 3-3-2. This week we're gonna go. Matt, you're gonna get picked first at quarterback, and I know who you're gonna take. So just put it on the board. Nate, Tua's off the board.
Are you taking Tua again, Matt?
You know he's taking Tua again.
Well, he hasn't
are you not? Are you not? I'd be very surprised if you're not.
If Ben wants me to take Tua, I'll take Tua.
No, come on, that's stupid. All right, I get to go second. I guess I'll just go Patrick Mahomes next. I'll take the Mahomie.
All right. I'm actually really surprised that you guys left him for me because
Dak Prescott.
I mean, he's just been on fire lately, and he's playing against one of the worst pass defenses this year. If I had Dak on any of my fantasy teams, I don't know that there's any quarterback that I would play over him. So I'm happy to take Dak here.
That's what I was going to take too, but Ben didn't want me to. So
fine. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that.
So silly. I have any control over you. All right, let's move it on to running backs. I'll take CMC, please. Nathan.
Yeah, this whole segment's starting to feel a little bit like just a rerun week after week. CMC goes first.
It's chalk.
We'll have to switch it up next year. One of the ideas I had when we first started doing this is I said you only get to pick a player once. and you guys didn't want to do that. But maybe for next year we try switching it up.
Here's what
a
I'd
little
like
bit.
to do. I like to do players outside the top 10. Make a team from there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because that's relevant information that people can use to set lineups.
Well, let's do that now then. Fuck it. No, there's nothing stopping
No,
us.
let's finish. Let's
We'll
finish the
finish it
season.
out. We got one
Yeah.
league. One
If
more
we
left.
hate with what we're doing, then why do it? All right.
I'm going with fucking Target Hog. Just eats up, gobbles those receptions. Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, who you got at running back?
Okay. Yeah, let's just go with Pacheco.
All right. There
I
you
don't
go.
want him. I really want to take A-Chain, but yeah. We'll say
Well, we talked about before that stacking does not always benefit you in this type of format, and maybe it doesn't. But listen,
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it, and
Of
I'm gonna
course,
do it
CeeDee Lamb's
because,
a beast, dude. You can't not take him.
dude, I am a full-on this weekend and this weekend only full-on Cowboys fan. All right.
Oh my
If
gosh.
the Cowboys beat the
shut your-
Eagles, if the Cowboys beat the Eagles, the Niners will move as long as we win. We'll move into number 1 seed and be in contention to have that bye
They
week.
still
This
can't
is-
do it. They
it's such an
still
important
cannot
game.
cheer for the Cowboys.
It's such an
They just
important
can't
game,
do
Matt.
it.
This is the week you have to cheer for the Cowboys. So line up all your Prescotts, line up your CeeDee Lambs. This is the week Cowboys need to win. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and do this too, Matt. I'm giving you the Eagles to cheer for in the force bet as well.
How about them Cowboys?
Damn.
All right. That goes Matt next at wide receiver. I think we know who you're going to take.
Of
but I'd like to
course, I
hear-
didn't think he'd be there, but stack him up.
Yeah, stack them up. And all you know what?
Glad I
Kelsey?
didn't take A-Chain now.
Stack me up too. I'll take Hill.
Hill? No.
Yeah.
Wait, I got
Hill.
Hill and Tua.
Yeah, Matt
Oh,
just
you
Hill.
took Hill. Oh, sorry.
Stack
You
with
took
Tua.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Who's not your
My
stack?
brain- I know my brain stopped working for a second.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go the Sun God. Give me the Sun God. He's always good for a bunch of receptions.
Got Chicago in the
for
snow.
last week.
Hell yeah.
What was
Only
that?
got me 12 fantasy points last week. So.
Yeah, well, you know,
With the
can't be good
touchdown.
with the touchdown.
Yep.
All right. So who'd you take, Matt? You got
I got Tua, Tyreek, and Isaiah Pacheco.
I've got
Nate.
that Cowboy stack, Dak and CD with Kamara.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, and I took Patrick Mahomes. I took Christian McCaffrey, and I took the Sun God.
Yep.
All right, we'll see how that works out. I got to get one more win to get back in contention here, so I can tie it up with you guys. Can't let you guys because if one of you guys wins it, one of you guys takes it, then it's over, right? That's it.
No, we
Are
go
gonna
to
run
week
these-
18. We got a
Are
couple
we gonna
of
run
weeks.
this through the playoffs?
We can go through the
All right.
playoffs. Why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I still got to get back in time. Back in
Yeah.
contention.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was our Thunder Rolls round, guys. All right, well, that was it for this week's podcast, guys. Before we get out of here, what do you got going on this weekend? Anything happening? Anything special? Anything you're doing? You getting your Christmas trees? Anything happening?
Not me, not Christmas trees, but update last week, Ben. I said I was going to put that big old log on the lathe and turn it. And you
Yes.
said, ooh, that's a pucker event.
Yes.
Yeah, you scared me. I didn't do it. I puckered. No, I got busy. I thought about it. I did get a little intimidated by it, so I didn't force it. Maybe this weekend. We'll see.
All right.
Matt, do you ever do a Christmas tree?
Yeah. So the last 2 years, I got a 6-foot tall cactus in my house. So I
Okay.
decorate that and call it California Christmas. But the couple years prior to that, since I've been single again, I usually go a couple weeks before Christmas and find the ugliest, crookedest, smallest, weirdest Christmas tree and buy that one because
Nice.
nobody else will. And I take that home.
So that's
Charlie-
that's what's referred to as a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, it's Charlie Brown
yeah,
tree.
Yeah. In that sense, I don't need a big one. So to me, that just feels like a fun way to do it.
Yeah, I was
for
just curious about that because I know that when I was a single man for years and years, I never had a Christmas tree. You know, and then of course now it's a family tradition. You get a tree, of course. So I always wondered, as an empty nester, is that something you still do?
No, I
or-
mean, dude, Christmas, the kids are gone. They're other places. I see them some years, some years I don't. It depends. They're all over the world, or some of them. You still have the memories. I still hang the ornaments that we made together. I still do the stockings. I do the cinnamon in water, get the smell going. Like yeah, no. Once you've done it with the family, even if they're not there, you still do it.
Nice.
At least to
nice.
some
That's good to
extent.
hear.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
very cool, very
Yeah,
cool.
we already got our Christmas tree. We already hung our Christmas lights. We're in full Christmas mode around here,
Yes.
preparing for the season. I think the next step would be to actually buy some gifts because I haven't done any of that yet. But we got a big game
How
of
do they
football
tax
this
you guys
weekend.
on your Christmas lights in California? Is it by brightness? By how do you get taxed for those?
By taxed? What do you mean taxed?
California taxes everything, don't they? Like carbon emission, fucking Christmas light tax.
It's all LEDs out here. All
Oh,
LEDs.
okay. All right.
We're good.
Yeah. Let me
What
give
do
you
you
guys my underdog smash of the week. By the way, my smash last week almost pulled it out. They were down 21-0, and they almost came back, the Saints, to beat the Lions, and they just barely didn't do it. But this week I'm taking a road dog. I'm taking the Bucks against the Falcons. I think Baker Mayfield and the Bucks are going to pull it out.
Yeah, that sounds like a good choice. All
How
right,
are you
well,
doing in the last 6 weeks you've been doing it, Nate? Are you up or down?
On my money line,
On these, like, you did like 6 weeks in a row consistently, up or down?
I don't know. I have to go back and look. I think I'm like 50-50. I'm picking
Good.
those.
Okay. All right.
yeah, I'm working this weekend again, unfortunately, but I mean, I'm fortunate
Not
to
for
have
USC.
work. Fortunate to have work, but takes time away from other things like family and football and stuff. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited for this weekend's game, brother. It's gonna be a tough one. Hopefully, my team shows up and gives you a fight because you've been on fire recently. So, well, you've been winning.
Both of us have lost 2 weeks in a row. Neither of us are on fire.
Wait, you
You're
lost
both backing
this?
into the
Both
playoffs.
of us have lost 2 weeks in a row, brother.
Oh wow, I thought you
If
lost.
we get in the playoffs, we're at the top. We're sliding in, dude.
I thought you won.
Like I said, neither of us are locked in. We lost 2 weeks in a row. It's not pretty.
All right.
All you guys need to do, all you need
One of
is
us
me
can
to
have a
beat Ryan.
3-week loss.
If I beat Ryan, you guys will both back into the playoffs no matter what happens in your matchup.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Can you beat Ryan for us?
I'll do my best.
Do it, man. Do it. You have been playing good. That's where I remember has been playing good. Your
Good job,
team's
Nate.
been
You're doing
playing
well. Keep going.
I've
Yeah.
also lost 2 weeks in a row, so
Shit, I'm really bad at this. Oh, it's Sean's team that's been doing well. That's what it is.
somebody out there,
Yeah, the
somebody
guy at
has
the
been
top of the
doing
division.
well.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
that
none
guy.
of us, or nobody
Yeah,
around us.
We all suck.
Somebody's
at
been
this.
doing well.
Why do we have a podcast? I don't know. Love you guys. Can't wait till we are back here next week doing this all again for you. This is it. This is a wrap on the Ordinary Fantasy Pod. See you next week.